Hi, hello, how's everyone doing? Welcome. Today I'm going to be doing a video on a bunch of different Factory Town Tycoon buildings and what I think's good and what I think's bad. And we're going to do this in a tier list, alright? So, there we are. So, for our tier list, I have all I have a decent amount of the buildings. If they're missing, I'm probably gonna wrap them into the same building. If not, so like you have our mega storage. I'm gonna need the building storage there too. All right. So with that being said, first things first, we're gonna go. All right. So for our advanced storage, I do use it a decent amount. It is it's a nice size generally. It obviously doesn't have a crazy amount of storage, but I feel like it's a solid A tier. It you can pretty easily get about eight cranes eight cranes off it. If you really need to, you can go in the front too, and you're gonna be fine with it. All right. It's pretty good all around. Then we have the cotton loom. This is horrible. Never do anything with cotton. It is very bad. Like, I mean, okay, the loom itself, it's not that bad, but it is just cotton, not good. All right. Cotton's just not good. Don't touch cotton with like a 10-foot pole. Like buying the seeds for cotton is almost as expensive as just buying the cotton straight itself, which is ridiculous. Then we have the millstone. You kind of like don't use this ever, so it's just yeah. Then we have the mega storage, trusted building storage. It is decently big, but if you design with it in mind, it's not a problem. Easy S tier. And we have the Stoneworks machine. There really is not a lot of uses for this. I'm gonna put it in C. I've actually like never really used it, but you use it for a couple statues, but I just like buy stuff because I'm not poor. Then we have our garden harvester. You know, 2 weeks ago, this would be going in B tier. I know, kind of a bit controversial, but when you have a very, very large amount of trees, as I do, there was a glitch in which the garden harvesters would not be toggled by logic, and as such, this would result in you just getting messes of logs all over the place, and it would just jam up your factory. And you'd have to run around and just put everything back in place, switch every single harvester on and off with the logic, and it was just a huge mess, but I'm pretty sure Guri actually just fixed that. So we're going S tier, all right? Then storage crane, I mean, do I even have to say? Easy S tier. It's absolutely amazing. It it's just like no complaints. It's the best. Then we have our carpenter. All right, our carpenter it is I I mean it's useful. You need it at the beginning. Yeah. I feel like a solid B tier because it it's really good, but as you get towards the end game, it just stops having as much importance in your factory. You obviously still need it, but compared to something like a blacksmith or a mining drill, it's just not there. Then we have our normal conveyor. I mean, it's a classic. I feel like we have to go for. I'm gonna go B here because B or A. I don't know. I'll go B. So for reason B tier, it conveyors can be pretty iffy. They are, like it's whatever. It's not like the best lengthwise because you have the very long conveyor, which I actually do not have this on the list, so that's fine. But so you have the very long conveyor, which it's good, but you know it's average. No, wait, the T joint's actually quite good. I'm gonna give that A because you can just combine two conveyor lines together. Super simple. They do like to jam sometimes, so you can't be having like a crazy amount of items go through this, but they're pretty good. Then we have our garden beds. Our garden beds, they are honest. They're good, but you know their productions have they could be higher, especially cotton. Cotton is so bad. Never use cotton. Cotton bad. But yeah, they they can take up a lot of space. So like you'll be you'll be looking at my factory and all the production is this bit and below. Not a single bit of production is below that point. So everything else above here is just trees. All that space and probably like 1 to 2,000 of my housing is just for the trees, which it's like it's necessary. I'm not going to be chopping down all that wood, but they also are very nice for AFKing. But, you know, take up a lot of space and a lot of housing. Then we have the smelter. I feel like this is going to be a solid A tier. Yeah, solid A tier. It does its job, does it pretty good. Only real gripe is the bronze recipe. It takes so much copper for that. So you'll have systems that are just like, you'll have systems like the one right here, where just for 4 smelters in a row, this this copper needs to be out 1. All right. Reason it's not on right now is because I have a bit of a surplus, so in a bit it'll turn back on. But every second you're needing a copper ore, which is insane for just 4 smelters. Like, oh wait, no, sorry, for just 3 smelters, which is so there's that. But other than that, it is a really good building all around. Now we have the oven. You use it once, so yeah. Then we have our normal uh splitter. This not good. It jams. It loves to get stuck. It is horrible in lagging conditions. Not good. Now we have our other splitters. As you get higher in tech, they kind of just become redundant, but I feel like for early and mid game, these are very good. You can have controlled ratios, which, especially pre-logic, absolutely beautiful. But now that we have logic, we can kind of just ignore them. But other than that, they're still really well-rounded and pretty good. Then we have our blacksmith. You know, I like money. Blacksmiths are awesome. Um, there's like there's no bad recipes. They're all like super good recipes, and just how you're gonna make your money. Then we have our firewood splitter. I'm gonna go with an A tier on this one. It takes a bit. It does take a while, but it's pretty reliable, especially if you start running some sideways tech. Then you can just have that go vertical and you won't ever have to worry about a jam. But yeah, other than that, it's pretty solid. Then mining drill, A tier, come on. It, no matter what, this thing is just good. No complaints. Then we have our ramps. Um, I'm gonna do both of these ramps. I'm gonna put them in B tier because it can be pretty difficult to move items up and down. There's ways, like we have our sorter towers. Oh, we have our sorter towers, which let us get stuff up instantly, but you should never be doing super steep towers with these. It should be not a lot and just to get up like 1 or 2 walls heights, and that's it with them. So, moving on. Now we have our diagonal conveyors. Godsends. Love them. I used to, in my first cannon factory, I had just splitters, and they would go. A single splitter would go into like say 2 smelters, and you just like have it offset, and it was just not good. Not good. Don't recommend. Loves to jam. Did safe housing, but don't recommend it. But these guys, you can fix that with just like 4 housing per splitter, which can't complain about that one. Oh, then we got this storage. It's not really even a storage, it's just a pile of stuff on the ground. You know. Then we're gonna do this saw first. So, this saw, we're going C tier. It it genuinely breaks in lag. It's horrible in lag. Don't want to exist in the same room as this thing when it's laggy, but pretty good early game. Then we have our advanced saw going right there. Lovely, love it. Bunch of different recipes. Don't even have to make logs in the pillars before you want to make planks. Can make stuff super simple. Awesome. Then we have our short conveyor. Gonna go A tier again. Really nice. Gives you some custom heights. Can also clip it a bit so you can get past those 1 block gaps. Love it. Then our packer. Love this. Best invention ever. This is such a beautiful creation. It makes me so happy. It fills my heart with joy. I will never say a bad thing about it. Although it is kind of annoying when you're trying to craft something that you don't have, like say like a long conveyor, and you need 2 normal conveyors. You have to like run to this, turn the packing off, so you can pack them, and then you have to go back, which can be a bit annoying, but yeah. Then trash can. Probably my favorite item. The amount of stuff I throw away could feed nations in Africa. Trash cans are my saviors. But if you have like any worries about an overflow, you can just trash can, and all your problems are solved. So I don't have to worry about lag causing this to send firelogs and drills this way, because if it lags, you can have a pretty thick line of firelogs just coming right this way. With this, I don't have to worry about that, because they just disappear, and I don't have to deal with them, which is lovely. So, that's why trash cans are beautiful. Then we have our barrels. I'm going to go both barrels here. Solid A tier. They're super small. You can get 4 to 6 cranes around them. 4 cranes for the small barrel. Probably like 6-ish cranes for the big barrel. And just super small. You can fit them anywhere. It's beautiful. Then we have our spacer. I'm going to say B tier. I am not sure if it still has its infinite inventory. I have not used one in forever, because once you start using storages and cranes and logic, this just becomes completely redundant. But something that's really nice about it is that if you're trying to build a tower to move items up, you can actually use it just like you would a sorter, like one of these towers right over here. You can use that, but instead of just taking a single item up, it takes any item you put through and it will bring it up at 1 item a second, depending on what you've set it to. But yeah, so that is a pretty good high-tech use of it. Other than that, pretty basic. And then again, that use case is also kind of niche. So there's that. All right, so next onto our corners, C tier. Only use them if we have to. Try to never use corners. Corners suck. Obviously, if you're just starting out, it's fine. But as you get towards things like this, you're not going to find many corners. I would probably say there's maybe 10 corners in this entire thing. Oh, okay, wait. Okay. So in this entire section, there's 3 corners. And then that's probably the densest bit of corners there is. Then I have some more corners densed out right here, but other than that, basically no corners. Because corners jam items so well. Like, if you're trying to build a lag machine, just spam corners, you'll do good, alright? So, then we have our storage rack. I'm going to give it a B tier. It's kind of a mix between the barrel and the advanced storage, alright? So, barrel, it's super small, you can get it anywhere you want, all right? And then storage rack, it's a bit bigger, but it also can be a bit more versatile because it's long and thin. So you can suck items in from one spot and push them out another just enough. It has its use cases, but not too crazy. Then the sawhorse, such a shame. We don't even start with the sawhorse anymore, but you use it a couple times. But then, and then our lovely sorter, Esther. This thing, so beautiful. I have some things that I'm working on that will really make this apparent, but sorters are probably one of the best items, one of the best buildings in the game, hands down. And then we have our very shorts. Gonna give them solid A tier. Same thing with the short conveyors. They are very lovely. So now I'm gonna order this real quick. So sorters, I generally think best building in the game. Then we're gonna go mining drill, blacksmith, crane, uh, crafter, and then trash can. All right, and then we're gonna go garden bed, smelter, wood splitter, and get our saw there, and our barrel right after that. All right, then I'm pretty happy with this one. Maybe move that there, yeah. And then all these kind of just suck. So yeah, well, that was my Factory Town Tycoon building terrace. All these pictures were taken off the wiki, so that's why you're not going to see a lot of them. But we're still working on that. It is slow, but we're getting there. But other than that, thank you guys for watching, and bye bye.